Hi, this is Robin Dupree with Big Magazine, and I'm with Jim Griffin, and he is the Associate Vice Chancellor of the San Jacinto College District. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, you're welcome.
So, tell me a little bit about your background and how you were a plant manager and how you transitioned to the educational sector.
Right. So I grew up in the petrochemical industry. Started out as an associate engineer with the B.F. Goodrich Chemical Company. And over the years, progressed to different positions. Finished the last 15 years as a plant manager at 4 different locations. And a year ago, I left that great opportunity in the petrochemical industry and came to San Jacinto College in a leadership position in petrochemical energy and technology.
How are you enjoying your time?
Oh, I love it. It's special. Gives me an opportunity to continue to work with industry. We have over 30 industry partners in our new facility. Work with the professors and the instructors, and today was a typical day. I got a chance to attend a couple of classes, and get to know the students, and share some of my experience.
And talk a little bit about San Jacinto and what it does for the community and the industry.
So San Jacinto College, it's been around a long time, 1961. Started kind of humble beginnings and has grown to over 40,000 students, both credit side and incumbent workers, involved, a lot of those in the petrochemical industry.
And y'all are expanding, right?
We are. We are in the process of executing a $425 million bond, of which $67 million of that will build a large petrochemical training facility. 150,000 square feet, 24 custom designed labs designed by industry, for industry, partnered up with representatives from our college.
And so this will provide training for the industry.
It will. It will provide not just the credit training for process technology, instrument electrical technology, quality, health, safety, and environmental, but also incumbent worker training. So these 132 plants that we're blessed to have in our background, in our backyard, we can work with them on training incumbent workers.
And what are the future plans? Will y'all build upon this and then continue to expand?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a 20-year growth plan for the college, and I'm just happy to be part of it.
Sounds exciting. And so the Economic Alliance, what is your partnership with them?
Well, I was on their board for 6 years, the chairman for 2 of those years. What a great organization. It's an organization that covers East Harris County really well, engaged with the petrochemical industry and energy, and obviously the port region. We have a port that is very unique in the world, really, well, at least in the United States, where we export more than we import. So it's got a lot of activity with the petrochemical industry.
And your relationship to the Economic Alliance as far as the conference, the Gulf Coast Industry Forum?
Yeah. So we have a panel on Thursday. It's a workforce panel. So we have 3 vice presidents from large petrochemical companies. All were plant managers at one point in their career. And they'll be providing their knowledge and expertise around workforce, what the challenges will be going forward, their vision forward, their experience as plant managers, and what they see as the opportunities in the Gulf Coast.
Okay, and how these opportunities will come into fruition for the workforce?
Yeah, it's a big workforce.
It is.
There's about 30,000 direct jobs within those petrochemical plants, and about 150,000 indirects. So, it's a big workforce base. So not only do we are engaged with the owners, but big programs with the contractors.
And what are you hoping to achieve as an attendee and as a moderator?
I believe this is the 10th year. So 2-day conference, some of the best speakers in the industry, global knowledge. So we'll learn about supply chain logistics, economic growth, of course what we're doing in workforce. We'll have good discussion around safety and environmental and the path forward for continuous improvement. So some wonderful speakers, and then of course we have some very knowledgeable people on the legislative side, both local, state, and federal. So, we look forward to this conference every year.
Yes. And the conference is going to be held on September 19th and the 20th at Pasadena Convention Center. And then as far as Economic Alliance and what it has done for the industry through its partnerships and workforce development, how has it helped you specifically?
Yeah. Well, I think several ways. Obviously involved in workforce, because as a plant manager, you're responsible for these large assets, but that's the easy part of the job. The most challenging part is continuing to develop a valuable workforce with technical knowledge and the advancements in the industry. So the Economic Alliance has worked around those areas, but also they've worked on bringing projects together. So transportation projects with TxDOT. They've helped us have different partnerships with contractors, and really just engaged in the community activities and being a good neighbor in what's a big community on the east side of Houston. Okay.
And last question, what are some key takeaways that the audience can learn by attending this event?
Well, there's just the global nature of understanding this industry. It's very complex. It's an industry that's growing rapidly, and we're blessed here in the Gulf Coast because we have lower cost feedstock, so we're able to grow that industry forward. I believe there's over $60 billion in capital, so we'll see where that capital is being spent and what that means relative to the bigger supply chain around the Gulf Coast. We'll hear from our legislative people of what they see on the regulatory front and what it will take to be successful there and continue to show improvement on the regulatory side. And then lastly, I think it just helps leaders to get to know one another and learn from each other. We'll hear some best practices that we can apply. So it's one of those great two-day opportunities where you normally walk away with some good new ideas and some new friends.
Great. Well, we're looking forward to being there and hearing what everyone has to say. Thank you.
You're welcome.